Hello, my name is Rachel O'Kello and I'm a UK-based solicitor specialising in immigration, nationality and deportation law. Welcome to our channel, Clarity Visas, and don't forget to subscribe, click on the notification so that you know whenever we upload a new video, and follow us on social media. We're at Clarity Visas on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and of course you can link up with me on LinkedIn. Today then I wanted to talk about people who are in the UK without leave to remain. And I think now, because of the coronavirus pandemic, we've always had a lot of people in that situation. But I think there's more people, even more people in that situation because of the consequences of the coronavirus pandemic, which has been raging around globally and now seems to be subsiding in certain places. Certainly in the UK, we seem to be coming out on the other end. So if you're in the UK and you have been caught not being able to leave due to the coronavirus pandemic, or if you're one of those people who have been in the UK for many years and not regularised your immigration status, then I just want to give you a few ideas on how you can regularise your immigration status in the UK, or ultimately consider leaving the UK and going to your country of origin, or going to a different country that you are entitled to live at. The UK is a beautiful country. It's probably the best place on earth, and certainly many of us agree that. But at the end of the day, spending countless years trying to arrange your immigration status or organise or regularise your immigration status, when there's no immigration rule, case law, policy that you can use, nothing applies to you, then you do need to review your options. So that's the context in which I'm speaking about this today, in highlighting where there are areas or where there are policies or rules that you can use to regularise your immigration status and therefore be able to stay in the UK. Also, in some circumstances, it's about leaving the UK and applying to re-enter on the correct route, particularly if you haven't overstayed and you're thinking, I don't want to go back home, I want to stay here longer. Really give a lot of thought to leaving temporarily and coming back on the correct visa route, because if you have a good immigration history and you fulfill all the immigration rules, then the Home Office will grant you a visa. If you are in the UK and can't return home to your country of origin because of the coronavirus pandemic, but wish to stay on another basis and you fulfill the criteria for that, then don't just overstay and leave it like that. You can make an application to the Home Office explaining why you can't make the application from your country of origin, and you can see whether they will allow you to make that application from within the UK. And that applies particularly to spouse visas. But at the end of the day, if you are in the UK and you're due to leave, but you wanted to stay on for another reason, then you can make the application from within the UK instead of overstaying, and tell the Home Office the reason that you want to stay. We still have the exceptional assurance availability from the Home Office provision, which is you can contact the Home Office if you are stuck and can't leave, and you can, if you intend to leave, and you can tell the Home Office that you need a special pass, if you like, to be able to stay here, so that they can, if you've already overstayed, you can still apply for it, or if you're going to overstay, you can apply for it. And actually, I've actually used it in circumstances where people are intending to continue to stay in the UK, but for one reason or another, their immigration status has lapsed, they've overstayed. I've still used the special assurance provision to get the person back on track, to enable them to make the application in the proper way from within the UK. So the exceptional assurance is called. So the exceptional assurance provision is a very handy provision that the Home Office have come up with during the COVID-19 pandemic to help people to keep their immigration status on track, so that they can either leave the UK in a dignified fashion without being an overstayer. And so they say that it won't affect your it won't affect applications when you want to come back to the UK, because you wouldn't have technically, although they say it's not a visa extension, technically you wouldn't have overstayed, you won't be considered an overstayer. And it also helps you to keep yourself on track if you're still in the UK and wanting to stay in the UK for the long term. So it's a very good provision to look at. So there we go, back to people who are in the UK and not planning to leave and don't have their papers sorted. So I want to look at the 20-year long residence rule. The 20-year long residence rule is an extension of what was before 14 years. Previously, you could be in the UK legally or not legally, with some lawful residence, some unlawful residence. And if you were here for 14 years at least, continuously, then you were granted indefinite leave to remain. And it's important to understand that that has gone. It's not available anymore. What the Home Office have replaced it with some years back was the 20-year route, and it's a 10-year route to settlement based on 20 years continuous residence in the UK. And that residence can be some lawful or some unlawful residence in the UK. But as long as you have accrued 20 years continuously and you can prove it, so you don't just say it, you have to provide the evidence, otherwise everybody would be saying it, wouldn't they? So you have to provide the evidence that you've been in the UK for 20 years continuously. And obviously you may not have bills in your name, bank statements in your name. So you've got to get ways of convincing the Home Office that you've been in the UK continuously for 20 years, and they will put you on what's called the 10-year route to settlement. So you will then get your leave to remain for 2.5 years. And once you've accrued 4 of those, then you can get your indefinite leave to remain. So on that route, if you follow the whole route to the end, you will be in the UK for 30 years before you get your indefinite leave to remain. There are ways of switching route and changing, but that's beyond the scope of this video, and that will depend on your personal circumstances so that you speed up being on the 10-year route to settlement, and you may be able to switch on to the 5-year route to settlement if it's worth your while to do so. So if you've been here for 20 years, and it's not 19 years in a month or 19 years in 6 months or 19 years and even 10 months, it's actually a 20-year requirement that you live in the UK for that length of time. The other one I wanted to touch on, and it's the last one I'm going to touch on, there are other ways of regularising your immigration status if you are illegally in the UK, and I can come back to those in another video. But I wanted to touch on the children provision. So if you have been in the UK for 7 years continuously and you are under 18 years of age, then you can make an application to stay in the UK based on the 7-year rule, if you like. It used to be automatically, as long as you could show your child was in the UK for at least 7 years continuously, with or without lawful residence, then you would automatically the child will automatically get their stay, and of course the parents would get their stay because the child obviously can't stay on their own in the UK, so that would mean that the parents get their stay alongside the child. And then any other siblings who've been in the UK for less time, younger siblings, they would also get their stay because obviously they can't go home without their parents, who can't go home without their child who's been here for 7 years. So it's quite a circular thing really, and it means that if you can satisfy that provision, then the whole family, technically the whole family, can stay. On the other hand, the rules tightened a bit over the past few years, and they now say that it's only if there are exceptional circumstances, which mean that the child, although the child has lived here for 7 years continuously, that the child cannot leave the UK and return to their country of origin. So it's no longer automatic. It's only if there are exceptional circumstances that you can make the application successfully, and then the child can stay in the UK, and the mother and the father if they're together, and the siblings if they're a family unit. On the other hand, if the Home Office are not satisfied that there are exceptional circumstances, and if the Home Office believe that the child, who although has been here for 7 years continuously, even born here and lived here for 7 years, or has entered the UK as a child and lived here for 7 years, if the Home Office find that that child can return to their country of origin or their parents' country of origin, and there's nothing exceptional in their case, because there's nothing exceptional in their case, then the Home Office will say the child can return to the country of origin, the application will fail, and it will fail for the parents and it will fail for the younger siblings. So again, it's the whole family unit can now return to the country of origin. So it's not an easy application to make by any means. So you need to give consideration when you are thinking of that application. Okay? So those are the rules that I wanted to go over today: the 20-year long residence and the 7-year route for children. And I've also talked about the exceptional assurance as well, if you are stuck because of the COVID-19 pandemic. In my next video, I'm going to look at the half of your life rule being in the UK, and I'm also going to look at other reasons why you might need to stay in the UK even if you don't fit the immigration rules. Rachel Okello, Clarity Visas. Do follow us on social media. This is just general guidance, so you can book a free case assessment with me if you wish at clarityvisas.com, and we can have a chat. If you are abroad, then we'll speak via WhatsApp. Follow us on social media, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification button. Have a great day. Bye bye.